What's up, guys? I'm here with another video today, and you actually get to see my face today, which is different, just because I didn't feel like I needed to be on the PS4 or the PC or anything for this, video, just because today I'm counting down my top 10 favorite video games. Now, this is a list of my personal top 10. This doesn't have to be your top 10, and this doesn't have to be anyone else's. So a couple of these are based on nostalgia, not gameplay. Because actually a couple of them have not the best gameplay, but they're fun to play for me because I remember playing them as a child. That was a really long intro, so I'm just going to get right into this with number 10 is the game Abzu for PS4. It's a very fun game. It's very relaxing. It's something to play when you don't feel like playing something that requires a lot of effort. It's a very exploring-centered game. Here's a screenshot of it right there on the back of the cover. So it really just showcases how fun and huge the ocean is, and you can explore. You can find all sorts of new creatures in the game and do that, which is definitely very fun. So number 9 is actually Outlast, not Outlast 2, not Whistleblower. Whistleblower didn't even make the list because it sucks so bad. But actually Outlast 1, and this is the Trinity, so I have Outlast 1 and 2 in this. But I want to make it clear that the number 9 spot on this is actually Outlast, the game, not Outlast 2, because that game was better. But Outlast 1 is a first-person horror game. I haven't played it in a while, so I don't remember it the best, but from what I remember, you were walking around in an asylum, and there were crazy people just running around, and you were trying to escape this, killer dude. I think his name is Billy or something. So that's just the entire premise of that game, and it's really fun, and it's, very scary, and it was very scary at the time that I played it, which was a couple years ago, so I was a bit younger. It was really very thrilling and intriguing to play. So next up on the list is a nostalgia-fueled game that most of you probably have never played. A lot of you probably have never even heard of this game. It is a Simpsons Road Rage for the Game Boy Advance. And that was actually a very fun game back in the day. All you did was you drove around in a car. There were certain missions to complete, but they really weren't the best. So pretty much all you did in this game was just drive around Springfield in cars as your favorite favorite Simpsons characters, which was, fun back at the time when I was 8 or 9 years old when I had the game. And it was pretty much the only fun game I had for the Game Boy Advance. I had this, and I Spy, and Connect 4, and neither of those were ones that I wanted to play. So this one, looking back on it now, really isn't the best game, but it's very nostalgic to me, and I remember spending hours and hours playing this as a child. Alright, next on the list, one of the few games on this list that I've actually beaten the whole, entire game is Mario Kart 64 for, obviously, the Nintendo 64, which is what it's designed for, which is what it's best on. So here's a closer view of it. So it's Mario Kart, essentially, is all it is. I just enjoy this game. I think the graphics are nice for a Nintendo 64 game. The gameplay is great. It controls very well, and it's fun to play just as a whole. You just drive around and you race things, and that's one of my very favorite style of game that you'll see here is very non-stressful exploring style game, as well as driving games, which this one has the non-stressful aspect aside from time trials and whatnot, as well as the aspect of driving in a car, which I do really enjoy in video games. So that is number 7 on my list, I think. Yeah, 7. Number 6. This will probably surprise a lot of you because this is what most of my content is based on so far. But Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS4 is number 6 on my list. Why did it not get higher on the list? Well, there were a few better games that I thought were a lot more fun on this. Once you beat the story mode, once you've been playing online, once you reach like level 50 or so, you lose a lot of the fun aspects of the game. But that being said, it is open world. It's a very fun game to play. It's very realistic. You can do a whole lot of things in it. It's also mostly a driving game, Grand Theft Auto. It's in the title. So that's, it's very fun to play like that. So, yeah, that's why that's number 6 on my list. Now, we get down to the top 5 games. And this one is far away, so it's going to take me a second to reach it. Alright, there we go. Number 5 on my list that beat GTA 5 is GTA San Andreas for the PS2. This was overall a very fun game to play. The story mode was meh. The graphics are really bad looking back on it now, and still really bad looking back on it as a PS2 game. But the great thing about this game is, as everyone probably knows, the cheat codes. You can do so much in this game that you can't do in GTA 5. That, it has a lot better cheats. You can spawn tanks, and there's money drops that allow you to, if you want to cheat the game in story mode, obviously. You can, so you can just be like, hey, I want to buy this car and look cool. Well, you can just spawn in some money for yourself and make yourself look very cool. So that's a very nice thing about this game. I also enjoy the driving in it. I know a lot of people don't, but I think the tank mechanics in it are very fun, how it just explodes the vehicles upon contact with them. As well as running controls are a lot better than other GTA games, I think. Moving on to number 4. I can't count. Number 4, a game that I hadn't heard of before I found it in GameStop, and I was like, why not give it a try? It's only $5. And that is Endless Ocean for the Wii. This is a very non-stressful Wii game, as a lot of you people know. It's very similar to Abzu. You go around the ocean and find different animals that are there and find different species, but it's very realistic. It has great graphics for a Wii game. It's realistic in the fact that you can find fish that actually exist, and you can find them in the habitat that they exist in. So if you go to a coral reef or something, it's not one of those types of games where you're going to be like, whoa, look at that whale over there. No, it's not like that at all. You're going to go in there and be like, whoa, there's a moray eel here. I'm going to go back to the ship and look up some more research facts about it, because it's interesting. And this game is actually, I played this, I beat it, and this is actually what inspired me to buy Abzu just a few months ago, because it looked very, very similar to this in every way, and I was like, whoa, open world ocean exploration game, that's fantastic. I feel like this game kinda set the standard for a lot of other ocean exploration games, like Abzu and, even Subnautica to some extent is an open world ocean exploration survival type game, which is very similar to this, which I do love that game as well. So yeah, that's number 4 on my list. Alright, top 3. Number 3 on my list, I'm bringing back the same case again. I know I already did this, but this time it is Outlast 2. Yeah, such a great game. I love that game. I spent so many hours playing it and going back and trying to beat it and figuring out why the chopping lady with the pickaxe was doing so much and why it was being really weird. I had so many great experiences just playing this game with my friends, mostly. We beat this in a couple weeks of sleepovers during the summer, so it was just kind of constant. We were just playing it. And we had so much fun exploring the funny ways people move, because the animations in this are just hilarious. The running animations, there's this one dude that runs with his arms like way up like this, and it's really funny, and he just charges you. And we also got a kick, spoiler here, we also got a kick out of Papa Noth himself, Sully. If you've played this game, you'll know. But he's a really great guy. He's just kind of funny looking. We just got a kick out of him. And it also has great story, great controls, just like the original Outlast, which made this one so high on my list, as it was just such a great game in general. Number 2 is Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. This game will never, ever get old. It is such a great game. This contributed so much to my childhood. I've beat this game countless times. I play it, once every couple of weeks. It's a very fun game, and it's one that you can just pick up, and once you know the controls, you're not going to forget them. It's a very basic game. You go in and you can, punch enemies, collect coins, you can run around, get the mini kits, do whatever. It's just like any other Lego game. But I am a huge fan of Star Wars, as you might know. Probably not, though. And this really appealed to me as a Lego fan, as a Star Wars fan, as a gamer. This combined all of those things together for me. And it's just a whole lot of fun. So, yeah. And number 1 on my list, right here. This may surprise some of you guys, but it is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This is one of the best games of all time. Well, according to me, it is the best game of all time. It was very fun. I remember the story of it. You play as Link, and you go around, and you have to... I don't know, I've beat this 2 or 3 times by now. It's a very lengthy game. There's a lot of story to it, like Zelda games have been in the past. But it's a lot of exploring. It's pretty much open world, I could say. It's like so normal games, open world games are just huge, and then it's probably somewhere like here with the amount of staying off track that you can go. So it's pretty clear where your destination is supposed to be in this game, but you don't have to go to it. But it's definitely very, very fun to play. The controls are nice. The fighting is satisfying when you kill an enemy. It's just altogether a really great game for gamers of any style. If you're an experienced gamer or if you're, just beginning, you will enjoy playing this game. It's decently easy, but there's hard mode, I think. It's just such a great game in every way, and that's why it made number 1 on this list. So, that was my list of top 10 video games. If you agree with my list 100%, leave a like. If you don't agree with this list, even in the slightest bit, leave a like. If you agree with me, if you disagree, if you think there's some games that I might have forgotten that you think should have gone deeper onto the list, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me your feedback, because that's something I actually do care about. I love to know you guys' opinions on what games you guys like, what games you guys hate. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.